In this video, you're going to learn why you should be swapping Instagram profiles instead of phone numbers, the little tricks to get her to DM you first, and how to create an attractive Instagram profile. So let's crack right into it. Okay, first off, Instagram has all the messaging capabilities that you get with a phone number. You can text her, you can call her, video calls, send photos, send videos, send voice notes, everything. Plus a lot more. Instagram eliminates the #1 reason why women flake on great guys, and that is because they don't know them well enough. Okay, you can meet a girl on the street or in the club, hang out for 20 to 30 minutes. Often, that isn't going to be enough time to convince her that you're good enough to date. She doesn't know yet, okay? You might be creepy. And a lot of the time, girls don't want to take the risk. They don't need to take that risk. They're a hot girl. They have a lot of options. But if you swap Instagram profiles, she gets to see your whole life story, created by you to look as attractive as possible. And we're going to explain how to do that later on. Also, you get to learn more about her. A lot of guys worry about getting catfished on Tinder, about not knowing what to talk about on the date, about not knowing what to text her. Instagram can solve all of these problems as well. But it goes deeper. It keeps you on the forefront of her mind. Okay? Back in the day, when you swap phone numbers in the club or on the street, you could spend loads of time together and really make her laugh, really make her think you're great. Even then, once you swap the numbers, the clock is kind of ticking. The longer you leave it until you meet up again, the more she tends to forget how awesome you were, how funny you were, how great you made her feel, how attractive you were. But if you're popping up on her Instagram screen every day, being funny, being cool, being attractive, like I said, it keeps you on the forefront of her mind. Now, obviously, with phone numbers, you can text and call in order to keep that relationship going, in order to stay in the forefront of her mind. But when you do that, you always have to worry about coming across as too try-hard, too needy, by texting her too much, by showing off too much. On Instagram, that's not really a problem. One, because there's kind of like a ball-in culture on Instagram. It's accepted by society that this is the platform where you show off. And two, because you're posting to all of your followers, not just her, it doesn't really come across that you're showing off to just her. So you can post all of the things that you want an attractive girl to know about you, but it doesn't really come across as too try-hard. Amazing. Another point is it's scalable. Okay, with a phone number, you're just impressing one woman at a time. With Instagram, you can post something attractive and cool and fun, stick it on your Instagram, and you're showing off to all of the women you know, hundreds of women at a time. This is how I can keep the girls I know in Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia, all these places, how I can keep these leads warm even though I'm in Indonesia. Because I'm not really trying, I'm not texting them all, I'm not spinning plates as they say, I'm just posting cool stuff to Instagram. The girls see it, they remember me when I come back to visit their country. Okay? Final point I want to make on this is 2020, hot girls are addicted to Instagram. It's easier to get their attention on there than it is in real life. Alright, I'm sure we've all had the sensation of trying to speak to a girl in real life and she's too busy scrolling Instagram to even pay attention to you. So as guys, we need to take advantage of this. All right, maybe next year it's TikTok. In 2020, Instagram is the platform of choice. With that said, let's crack into part 2, the little tricks you can do to make her message you first. As mentioned in part 1, Instagram has all the messaging facilities of WhatsApp, Telegram, text message, whatever. There are no disadvantages to messaging her through this app, okay? But in this section, we're gonna explain the small tricks you can do to inspire her to message you first. Here's the thing, women don't really like to make the first move unless they're really into a guy.
It's just not in their nature. But with Instagram, there are a lot of tools we can use to bait her into messaging us first, even if she would never do that with just our phone number. So I'm going to show you 5 small tricks that you can do to inspire the woman to message you first. If you can use these tips properly and create an attractive Instagram profile, which I'm going to show you how to do, you can turn girls who you met for just 2 minutes and would definitely have flaked you with just your phone number because they didn't know you well enough, into girls who are actively chasing you and trying to get you to ask them out. But for any of this to work, she has to be following you. If she's not following you, you can still message her, but your message is gonna end up in what I call the chode inbox. Okay, she won't get a notification, and your messages are gonna get drowned out by all the other random idiots who are already trying to slide into her DMs. If she's reasonably attractive, there are a lot of people trying to do that. So the first 2 tips are surrounding how to make sure she does follow you. First tip is, when you're out there meeting her, whether it's on the street or in the club, wherever, and you decide you should swap Instagram, you say, hey, listen, let me put my username into your phone because I don't have data at the moment. Just do it real assertive and that'll be no problem. You put your username in, you click follow, and then you'll get a notification on your phone to say that she's following you, and then you can follow her back later. Okay? That's the easiest way to do it. I do it all the time. Tip 2 is to take Instagram stories when you're out meeting girls. Take stories together. All these other girls you've met, they're going to see you hanging out with beautiful girls and having fun. That's going to make you look really cool and then therefore more attractive in their eyes. It's going to do that. But also, if you are able to tag the girls in these stories, they're going to get a notification on their phone, whether they're following you or not. Now, who can resist to check out that notification? Oh, there's a video of me somewhere on the internet that I've been tagged in. No matter who she is, she's going to find it difficult to resist looking at that. If you did a great job of taking a fun story with her, probably she's going to check out your other stories you filmed that night. Probably she's then going to go check out your profile. If it's a great profile, she's probably going to follow, okay? Even if you only met her for 2 minutes, suddenly she's intrigued in you. Just whip out your phone, start talking sing the song that's in the club, start telling some story about your day. Probably she'll just get involved and try to make it more fun herself. You've probably heard us recommending to use callback humor when messaging a girl, because that kind of takes her back to the emotional state of fun and just remembering how cool and excited she was to meet, how cool you are and how excited she was to meet you. Alright? But if you're tagging girls in Instagram stories, you literally are taking her back in time to that moment when she met you and she was having so much fun. Okay? So this is like callback humor 4D. Third tip is to just be making stories all the time. Whatever you're doing. Aim for maybe 5 to 10 stories a day. Here's the reason why. Like I said, girls don't really like to make the first move, but a lot of them will be a lot more comfortable typing haha to your story or sending an emoji to your story. Okay? That's their bold move that they're comfortable to make. Alright? So by posting stories all the time, you're kind of extending that olive branch and giving them an opportunity to make that big move in replying to your story. Okay? And it doesn't need to be, you don't need to be out doing something amazingly interesting all the time. You can just share your opinion about something into the camera. If you can talk confidently and charismatically, that can be really good, especially if it's something that the girl is maybe interested in sharing her opinion on that same topic. Alright? Just hanging out with your friends, again, as long as you're having a good time, you're showing that you're a social guy, that's great. If you're passionate about your work, show people what you're doing at your work, alright? And if all else fails, just post memes. For sure, if you want inspiration, take a look at Kieran's Instagram, at Kieran Callum. I don't know what he's doing recently, but before lockdown, he would just be posting photos of him in the gym and in the sauna, and then maybe like sharing his like passion, which is obviously coaching people, and also just giving information and advice to people. That's really, really good as well. If you have an area of expertise that like a wide audience would be interested in, definitely share that, because that shows a lot of attractive qualities. It shows intelligence, it shows like leadership skills, it shows you as some sort of like thought leader. All really, really good stuff. By not posting a story at all, you're not giving the girl an opportunity to message you first. So you might as well just do it. You've got nothing to lose. You really don't. Final 2 tips are how to make it even more enticing, I guess, for girls to make the first move. First tip is to use the question feature in Instagram stories. Alright? I'm showing you how to do it right now. You can just type a question and then your followers answer. Alright? This kind of makes it easier for a girl to respond to you if she wants to. Alright? Now we say texting a question to a girl is bad because it makes her like reach into her girly brain and have to think of something to make the conversation interesting. This isn't as bad because you're not literally reaching out to her. You're just putting the question out there into the world of Instagram, and then she can answer if she wants. And then the 5th tip is to use the poll feature. Alright? Even easier for girls to respond. Like maybe she doesn't know you well enough to like reply to your story, but even then, like girls will still respond to like a simple yes/no poll. You see this one here? Were you born in Jakarta? Yes, no. Now here's your strategy. All the hot girls that reply to your poll, you're going to message them and you're going to say something that lets them know you were surprised about their answer. Okay? Oftentimes this is just going to build up a lot of intrigue in their minds. They're going to want to know why you assumed she would be the other thing. Why did you think I'd be the other thing? Another example, which all of you guys can use. Are you going outside yet? Obviously it depends like what situation your city is in as far as like the lockdown and the quarantine. I use this. All the girls that said yes, these are the girls that I want to be messaging right now, yeah? So I replied to all of them saying, I'm surprised you answered yes. And they're like, oh, why? Why are you surprised? Because I was getting introvert vibes. If you accuse an extroverted girl of being introverted, she's going to start qualifying herself to you, as you can see here. Actually, I'm really fun and adventurous. Blah, 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 blah. How is she going to prove to you that she's fun and adventurous? Or she's going to come and meet you on a date, alright? I think that's about it for this section. In this final section, we're going to look at how to create an attractive Instagram profile. I'm going to keep this part simple because there really is no need to overthink this. Any photo or video which demonstrates an attractive quality, you're all good to post to Instagram. Okay? So, rich, fun, adventurous, athletic, funny, intelligent, a strong leader, cool hobbies, social proof, outgoing. Alright? Any photo which would look good on Tinder, also good on Instagram. The one thing I would say is you want to make your Instagram profile like, think of it as a dating CV. Just like a dating CV, you want to show off all of your best qualities. And importantly, just like a CV, you have to make a good first impression quickly, because people are just going to scan your profile quickly to decide whether they want to dig deeper. So you want to make sure your bio, your highlights, and your top 9 photos are all on point. With your bio, you don't get a lot of space here. I would suggest using bullet points, 3 or 4 things that make you unique, fun, different, interesting. And ideally, you want your photos in your profile to back this up as well. Kieran does this well, check out his profile. Kieran makes good use of highlights as well. Just stick all your best stories on the highlights. Okay, so for your profile, you want to make your top 9 or 12 pictures as strong and as immediately eye-catching as possible. Think of a magazine cover, like you want to draw people in straight away to encourage them to learn more about you. So I would encourage you to have a look at all the photos and videos you have on your bio at the moment and ask yourself, what does this tell people about me? What attractive qualities does it show? And if the answer is nothing, then you want to archive that. Be ruthless about archiving. Probably you only want your best 10 or 20% of photos actually on show, because that's going to help you make an impact straight away. You'll see here on my bio, like travel, adventure, pretty girls. That's it. If it's not one of those, it's not in there. And I try to use bright colours to again make that impact. Alright guys, and that's it. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments. If you're a Game Academy VIP member, then we will happily do like a review of your Instagram or your Tinder. All you have to do is get in touch with us and ask. If you've never even looked at Game Academy, what are you doing? This is your walkthrough guide to learning game. We take you by the hand and show you everything you need to know. All of our detailed videos like this one are in Game Academy. Most of them are absolutely free to view. Some of them are available for VIP members only. Either way, you want to check that out right now. It's at gameglobal.net/academy. Other than that, my name's Joe Alvin. Hope you enjoyed the video and I'll speak to you real soon. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
You're gonna miss me.
I'm gonna miss you.
What are you gonna miss about me?
You're smart. Oh, you're a model? No. No, actually.
So superficial. She only wants me for my looks.